Babes, somewhere right now, someone is getting ghosted, someone is falling in love after knowing each other for 12 hours, and someone is about to make the worst decision of their summer. So naturally, it's Love Island.
The sheer, unfiltered chaos of it all, I genuinely live for the bad decisions. I mean, it sustains me.
Snark Squad, welcome back. We love you, we see you, and babes, we hope you have the most amazing weekend. Seriously. You are our third bestie sitting right here on this couch with us, and we have so much to unpack today. My heart rate is permanently elevated.
I can actually see you pacing in your head right now. You have that look in your eye like you just witnessed a literal crime and you need to give a full statement to the authorities.
I basically did, but before we get to the scene of the crime, Snark Squad, I need you to know that the strawberry daiquiris are on deck right now. I blended them myself. We have the little umbrellas, the condensation on the glass. These are officially giving tropical bombshell energy.
I have to admit, as much as my entire personality wants to judge a neon pink beverage, it is scientifically flawless. It is the quintessential July staple.
Right. I was just thinking about this. Why do frozen drinks just, scientifically taste better the second the calendar flips to the summer? It's like my taste buds are biologically programmed to reject anything that isn't blended with ice and fruit right now.
Well, analytically speaking, it's just a sensory trick. It all comes down to the sugar-to-ice ratio.
Oh, here we go with the science.
No, seriously. The extreme cold completely numbs your palate to the aggressive amount of cheap bottom-shelf rum you just poured in there.
Hey, I paid $12 for that rum.
Exactly my point, babe. Simultaneously, the massive hit of sugar spikes your dopamine levels, essentially tricking your brain's reward center into believing you are lounging on a yacht in Mallorca rather than, sitting on a fabric couch in a cramped apartment. It masks the reality of the alcohol completely.
Oh my gosh, you are so right. It's deception in a glass, kind of like half the men in that villa we were about to talk about. Just pure, sugary lies, masking a massive headache waiting to happen.
A delicious, highly dangerous deception.
But wait, we need to debate this before we move on. Does the strawberry daiquiri deserve true icon status, or is it just a basic vacation trap that we all fall for?
It is 100% a basic vacation trap, but let's be honest, we love a trap.
We really do. Snark Squad, I want you in the comments weighing in on this. But bestie, give me your definitive, undisputed top 3 summer cocktails, right now.
If we're doing a definitive ranking, okay, coming in at number 3 is a spicy margarita with a heavily salted Tajin rim.
Ooh.
You need that aggressive burn to wake you up. Number 2, an Aperol Spritz, obviously. It's the official, globally recognized beverage of judging people from a patio while wearing sunglasses.
Look, you'll see.
And number 1, a classic, perfectly muddled mojito. Mint, lime, refreshing. It doesn't rely on a blender to hide its flaws. What about your list?
Okay, I deeply respect the Aperol Spritz, even though I secretly think it tastes like a grapefruit that thought about being a penny.
A penny.
Yes, it's very bitter. My top 3. Number 3 is a pina colada, but hear me out. It has to be served in a hollowed-out pineapple or a coconut, otherwise it simply does not count and I will send it back.
Naturally.
Number 2 is definitely a dirty Shirley Temple, vodka and pure childhood nostalgia. And number 1 is the strawberry daiquiri. She is the moment, she is the icon, she is the main character of July.
A dirty Shirley Temple. Babe, you have the palate of a chaotic toddler running loose in a TGI Fridays.
I stand by my choices.
But speaking of chaotic toddlers, it's the weekend. Which means the stars are actively shifting.
Huh.
Are we ready for the weekend love horoscope? Because the universe is looking absolutely unhinged right now.
Yes. Snark Squad, grab your drinks, hold on to your boundaries, because it's time for the messy weekend love horoscope.
Take it away, bitch. What is the universe threatening us with this weekend? All right, strap in, everyone. Let's move through the cosmic wreckage. Aries, listen to me very carefully. Do not reply to that 2 a.m. you up text.
Put the phone down, Aries.
He is not having a sudden epiphany about your connection. He is just bored, his roommates are asleep, and his PlayStation controller died. Leave him on read.
Taurus, you are going to fiercely defend a completely toxic boundary over tapas this evening, and honestly, good for you.
We love a stubborn queen.
Gemini, pay attention. You are going to accidentally start a full-blown situationship at a bottomless brunch tomorrow. You are going to think it's just harmless banter over eggs Benedict.
Oh my God, Gemini, stay away from the mimosas. The mimosas are a gateway to emotional dependency.
Exactly. By Sunday night, you will be sharing location data and wondering what his mother's maiden name is. Cancer, put the phone down. Stop crying over his Instagram story. He didn't post that specific Zach Bryan song for you. He just discovered Spotify lyrics and thinks he's deep.
Tragic. Literally tragic. Leo, your main character syndrome is going to reach its absolute peak this weekend. Someone at a social gathering is going to try to humble you, destroy them instantly. Virgo, you are going to spend 45 agonizing minutes drafting a highly risky, emotionally vulnerable text in your notes app.
Wait, I feel violently attacked right now. That is literally my Sunday night routine. I type it in the notes app so the typing bubble doesn't show. That is tactical.
It's cowardly, but we respect the tactics. You will copy it, paste it, hit send, and then instantly throw your phone across the room and put it on airplane mode for 6 hours.
The only way to live, honestly.
Libra, you are going to flirt outrageously with the local barista. Just feel a pulse. But the tragic consequence is that you now have to go to a completely different coffee shop for the rest of your natural life because you made it too weird.
Oh, I've had to ban myself from so many Starbucks locations.
Scorpio, bombshell-level chaos is coming for your group chat. The screenshots are locked, they are loaded, and the crop tool has been utilized perfectly to hide the timestamps. Sagittarius, you are going to ghost an incredibly nice person simply because they use the wrong form of "their" in a sentence.
Thank you. Grammar is a love language. If you don't know the difference between there and there, how can I trust you to navigate my complex emotional needs?
You literally can't. Capricorn, you are going to aggressively schedule an emotional breakdown for exactly 4:15 p.m. on Saturday, wedged perfectly between running to the dry cleaners and picking up groceries.
Very efficient, very on brand.
Aquarius, you are going to mistake a manic episode for a profound spiritual awakening and attempt to text your ex to clear the air. Don't do it. Put the phone in the freezer. And finally, Pisces. Sweet, delusional Pisces. You are going to fall madly in love with a stranger on the subway based entirely on the aesthetic of their canvas tote bag.
The accuracy of these is terrifying. Snark Squad, you have to let us know in the comments which one of those you are actively leaving out right now. And honestly, looking at my own weekend, I am hovering somewhere between the Virgo Notes app text and the Capricorn scheduled breakdown.
That sounds about right for you.
Let's do our weekend highs and lows, the bestie catch-up. What are we trying to manifest before Monday morning rudely interrupts us?
Well, my weekend is a high-wire act of social dynamics. The high is that my entire Saturday is structured around a dinner reservation at a notoriously impossible-to-book restaurant.
Oh, the one you've been stalking on Resi for like 3 months.
Yes, 3 months ago. The food will be spectacular. However, the low is that in a moment of sheer hubris, I invited a group of friends from different circles who absolutely do not mix well.
Oh, babe, no.
It's a volatile combination of personalities, so it could either be a brilliant masterclass in diplomatic conversation, or it could go completely off the rails and end in a screaming match over the appetizer selection.
Oh, that is so dangerous. You are playing with absolute fire. You are practically producing your own Bravo reality show right there at the table. Who sits next to who? Have you done a seating chart?
I have a mental seating chart, and I am strategically placing the buffer personalities between the instigators. But honestly, part of me wants it to implode. I'll just be sitting at the head of the table, sipping my Aperol Spritz, watching the world burn around me.
You are so toxic. I love it.
What about you? What is your high and low for the next 48 hours?
Okay, my high is that I am finally going to that new rooftop bar downtown, and I have meticulously planned an outfit that is physically agonizing to wear. Like, my internal organs are going to be slightly shifted.
Sounds comfortable.
But it is visually stunning. I am so excited to just exist in this look. I'm going to stand very still and look incredible. But my low, the procrastination is hitting hard. I am actively avoiding doing my laundry to the point where I'm standing in the aisle at Target, seriously considering buying a 7-pack of new underwear just so I don't have to face the mountain of clothes on my chair.
I mean, we've all been there.
Also, I have a Hinge match sitting in my inbox for 4 solid days. And every single day that passes, the pressure to craft a witty, effortless response grows exponentially. And now I just want to fake my own death and move to another state.
Just tell him the truth. Tell him you were held hostage by your laundry mountain and you lost track of time. It's honest, it's a little quirky, and it immediately sets his expectations of your domestic skills incredibly low.
That is actually genius. Manage the expectations early.
But let's manifest something positive to pull us through to Monday. I am manifesting that nobody at my dinner party mentions the upcoming election, inflation, or any of their exes.
That is a tall order. I am manifesting that my Hinge match just magically double texts me with something incredibly funny, so it completely resets the clock and I don't have to carry the mental load of starting the conversation.
Good luck with that.
But you know what else I seriously need to manifest? Core strength.
Yeah.
Like athletic ability. Because we really need to talk about our recreational basketball league.
Do we? Do we really need to subject the Snark Squad to our ongoing athletic delusion? Haven't they suffered enough?
We do, because I'm spiraling over it. I have to confess something to everyone right now. When we first signed up for this rec basketball league, I had a very specific cinematic vision in my head.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I envisioned us as true sports baddies. I'm talking slick back ponytails that don't move, glowing, dewy skin not sweat, just a glow-hitting, effortless three-pointers, and high-fiving each other in slow motion while the opposing team watches in awe.
And the reality we are currently living is just aggressively not that.
Not even close.
The reality is you pretending to tie your shoe for 3 consecutive minutes at center court so you don't have to run back on defense. I saw you double knotting a shoe that was already tied, babe.
Okay, that is rude, but tactically brilliant. Look, I will admit I am slightly better than when I started a month ago. I understand the general direction we are supposed to be running now, but I had such a lived-in moment of total disaster on Thursday night.
Please share the class.
I was jogging down the court, feeling very athletic, and I literally tripped over the three-point line. The line. Think about the physics of that. It is painted onto the floor.
It has 0 physical mass.
It is a two-dimensional concept, and I tripped on it. My ankle just gave out. And then, because I was so embarrassed, I had to pretend I was just intensely out of breath. So the coach, who, by the way, is just a guy named Greg, who works in accounting, would pull me out of the game. I was wheezing, bestie. I was fake wheezing on the hardwood.
You sounded like a French bulldog trying to climb a steep flight of stairs. It was genuinely mortifying to witness.
I was fighting for my life out there.
Well, let's be analytically clear about our current situation. The singular thing keeping our team from completely disbanding is the aesthetic power of our custom jerseys.
They are so cute.
We demanded neon pink with that bold, retro lettering. Aesthetically, we look incredible. We look like a WNBA expansion team. But athletically, we play like a group of people who have only ever had the concept of basketball briefly described to them over a spotty phone connection.
But the jerseys are giving exactly what they need to give. We look great in the team photos. But this brings me to my grand pitch. I have been thinking about this all morning.
Oh, no.
Here is the logical next step for our journey. I am thoroughly convinced we need to quit basketball immediately, and we need to pivot and join a rec soccer league.
I'm sorry, I must have water in my ear. Did you just say a soccer league?
Soccer! Think about the mechanics of it. It makes so much sense. It's just running around on a massive, sprawling field. If you don't want the ball, you can totally just hide out on the wings near the sidelines and look busy.
This is your logic.
And think about the outfits, the little athletic shorts, the knee-high socks, the cleats. I am 100% convinced that moving to soccer will magically unlock the athletic queens we were always meant to be.
You are delusionally collecting recreational leagues like they are Pokemon at this point.
I am just exploring my options.
Let's break down your logic, babe. You think moving from a contained, smooth wooden floor to a massive, sprawling, uneven field of grass is going to somehow equate to less running.
Well,
you just admitted, literally 60 seconds ago, that you tripped over a microscopic layer of paint on a flat surface. What exactly is your game plan going to be when you encounter an actual physical clod of dirt, or a divot, or a slightly aggressive blade of grass?
I will glide over it with the grace of a gazelle. Once I have the cleats on, my center of gravity will shift. It's an ambitious pivot.
It's not ambitious, it's completely unhinged. You're just entering a new, expensive chapter of your endless hobby era. Next week, you're going to be pitching competitive curling to me just because you like the sweaters they wear.
Don't tempt me with a good sweater. Snark Squad, I need validation here. Are we completely insane? Is a soccer league the definitive move for the fall? Tell me I'm right in the comments.
They are going to tell you that you are out of your mind, and I will be reading every single one of their comments with a very smug, satisfied smile on my face.
How could you doubt my vision? But you know what? I will table the soccer discussion for now, because if we are going to talk about delusions, if we are going to talk about people lacking self-awareness and making terrible choices, we desperately need to pivot.
Thank God.
Let's get into everyone else's bad decisions. It's time to unpack the absolute romantic delusions happening in the villa right now.
Finally, we can stop talking about your fake wheezing and start judging people whose poor choices are actually being broadcast on international television. Let's get into the wreckage of this episode.
The sheer, visceral, secondhand embarrassment I experienced watching the boys' heart rate challenge. I am not exaggerating when I tell you I was screaming at my television screen.
It was a lot to take in.
I had to pause the episode twice, get up, and physically walk laps around my living room island just to process the sheer volume of cringe that was penetrating my retinas.
It was an assault on the senses.
Yeah.
The Islanders keep complaining about this massive UK heat wave they're enduring, right? They're sweating profusely in every scene. But let me assure you, the ambient temperature of that Spanish villa is absolutely nothing compared to the raw, unfiltered, suffocating desperation that was radiating off these men during that challenge. It was a fascinating sociological study in the male ego, completely unraveling under pressure.
Seriously, it was like watching a masterclass in doing entirely too much, blended perfectly with not doing nearly enough. I took extensive notes because I need to break down every single one of these performances.
Please do.
Let's just run down the lineup, starting with Simba, our supposed majestic Lion King.
No, Simba. Honestly, the man was stiffer than a petrified lumberjack.
He looked terrified.
He needed a liberal application of WD-40 on his joints just to achieve basic mobility. When he was trying to grind on the girls, he was moving in what I can only accurately describe as lowercase slow motion.
Lowercase slow motion. Yes, that is the perfect way to describe it. It was like a very faint 10-point font of a dance.
Barely perceptible.
He crept out there in those tiny metallic briefs, and you could physically see the psychological discomfort emanating from his pores. He was staring at the floor. But here is the part that makes my brain short-circuit.
What's that?
Despite looking like he was in physical pain, his routine actually raised Angelista's heart rate the most. Like, he essentially secured his spot and got himself out of the doghouse with that lackluster performance.
Well, let's analyze the mechanics of that spike in her heart rate. Is he truly out of the doghouse, or is Angelista just a brilliant strategist playing the long game?
Ooh, tell me your theory.
Because if you look at her micro-expressions during that dance, and more importantly in her confessional interviews afterward, I don't believe for a second that she wiped the slate clean. Simba humiliated her 2 weeks ago. I think she is settling, she is biding her time.
Oh, she is totally just surviving right now.
Exactly. The environment in that villa dictates that you must be in a couple to survive. There are currently no other bombshells walking in who are checking for her, so she has to make do with the inventory available.
Which is severely lacking.
But when the doors of Casa Amor open, when she has 6 new men catering to her every whim, she is going to explore. She is not forgetting his previous messiness just because he awkwardly dry-humped a neon deck chair in her general vicinity.
Yes. She is playing 4D chess, and Simba is sitting there struggling with Connect 4. She is keeping him around as a human shield until Casa Amor. It's brilliant. Okay, then we had Finley.
Oh, God, Finley.
Who emerged from the dressing room dressed as, what was he? A construction worker, a mechanic. It was giving Major Kieran from All Stars vibes. Total recycled outfit alert.
The producers definitely just grabbed that greasy jumpsuit from the back of the costume closet, sprayed it with some fake sweat, and shoved him out the door. It was deeply unoriginal.
But the choreography, the aggressive body rolls, and then the toe sucking.
Disgusting.
He just grabbed an ankle and went to town. I was genuinely horrified, but simultaneously I found myself kind of impressed by the sheer audacity. Like, if you know you have absolutely no rhythm, I guess the strategic move is to bypass dancing entirely and just go straight for the extremities for shock value.
It was certainly a choice. A choice that violates several health codes, but a choice nonetheless.
Yeah.
And bizarrely, the girls seemed to respond to it. Ellie was losing her absolute mind on the balcony.
She was screaming.
But the shock value of Finley's foot fetish pales in comparison to what happened next. We have to talk about Lorenzo, the biker.
I cannot with Lorenzo. I want to throw my remote at his face. He comes revving out with a motorcycle helmet and a leather jacket, looking like he got lost delivering a pepperoni pizza for Uber Eats.
It was very budget delivery boy.
And then he takes the pants off, and we need to talk about the pants. The pants were blatantly stuffed. He clearly shoved a rolled-up gym sock down his briefs.
It wasn't even a subtle enhancement. It was aggressive. It looked like he was smuggling a small, cylindrical squash.
Squash, literally.
He was doing this incredibly aggressive, offbeat thrusting, completely relying on the shock value of his artificially enhanced package because he possesses zero natural charm. And then, The ultimate violation of personal space, he physically picked up Jasmine and threw her legs completely over his shoulders.
My jaw literally unhinged. It was so aggressive. He threw her around like a sack of potatoes. It was so much. I thought someone was going to pull a hamstring.
Someone definitely needed a chiropractor after that.
But then, just when I thought we had reached the bottom of the barrel, we hit the absolute pit of despair. Aiden.
Aiden.
Ah.
My goodness. Coming out dressed as Oliver Twist.
I died. I actually died.
A soot-covered chimney sweep, begging the wealthy patrons for a morsel of love. The sheer irony of his costume choice, given his current standing in the villa, is almost too painful to analyze.
Please, sir, I want some more screen time. It was tragic. It was so bad. He was stiff. He was incredibly awkward. He looked like he was about to burst into tears at any moment.
You really did.
And then I physically cringed into a tight fetal position when he walked over to Jasmine, the girl who very clearly dumped him, picked her up, looked her dead in the eye, and whispered, "It ain't over yet."
I experienced full-body chills when he said that, and I assure you they were not the good kind. It's a prime example of toxic playground psychology.
It's so embarrassing.
He is trying to produce his own viral moment. He blatantly recycled Scott's famous line to Leanne from the All-Stars season, hoping the producers would give him a slow-motion edit with a dramatic pop song in the background. But he delivered it with the charisma and sexual tension of a wet paper towel.
A wet paper towel.
Yes, he has become an absolute beggar in that villa. He is desperately clinging to any ghost of a storyline to ensure he doesn't get dumped from the island.
It was giving hostage situation. He cornered her. Jasmine looked like she was trying to calculate the fastest escape route to the fire exit.
She was looking for a producer to intervene.
And then, the grand finale of the boys' night. Samraj. Emerging from the smoke, looking like a terrifying hybrid of American Psycho and Peter Parker. He had the sharp business suit, the thick-rimmed glasses, the leather briefcase. I gagged.
The addition of the briefcase really elevated the underlying sociopathy of his performance. It was very Patrick Bateman.
Seriously.
But let's look at the blatant, calculated disrespect happening here. We need to look at the context. Samraj has been actively stringing Priya along for days.
For days.
He has been pulling the other boys aside, whispering in the kitchen, telling everyone who will listen that he suddenly has the ick for Priya. He claims she's too clingy, she's not his type anymore. But during this challenge, what does he do?
Don't remind me.
He goes straight over to Priya, grinds on her aggressively, kisses her deeply on the mouth, providing her with entirely false hope and physical validation. And then, for his grand finale, he pivots, drags Micah to the floor, and proceeds to just devour her in front of everyone.
Yes. It was sick. Priya looked so incredibly upset, and she had every right to be furious. It was like he was weaponizing the challenge to rub his betrayal directly in her face with a choreographed 3-minute routine.
He used her as a prop before getting to the main event.
Exactly. But as awful as Samraj was, we haven't even touched on the main event of the episode. The absolute crime of the century. The spit heard around the villa.
Oh, this incident. This is a masterclass in how not to navigate a romantic relationship. Let's break down the anatomy of this crime frame by frame.
Let's do it.
Tommy comes out for his routine, dressed as a waiter, holding a silver tray with a cocktail glass on it.
Right. A harmless prop, or so we thought. And he saunters over to Jasmine, takes a massive mouthful of his drink, puffs his cheeks out, and just spits the entire mouthful of liquid directly into her mouth.
Unbelievable.
Like a mother bird feeding its young. And she swallows it without hesitation. I reacted so emotionally to this. My soul temporarily left my body. You are in a serious couple. Why are you actively allowing a man dressed as a discount Chippendales waiter to spit his backwash into your mouth on international television?
Let's look at the facts and the intent here. Tommy, when confronted later, claims he didn't plan it. He claims it was a spur-of-the-moment decision fueled by adrenaline.
Which is a lie.
But if you watch the tape, Jasmine literally looked up at him, anticipated what he was about to do, locked eyes, and said, "Go on then."
She literally asked for it.
She actively encouraged the behavior, and then she swallowed the drink. Yes, it's a challenge meant to push boundaries, but that specific act crosses a massive line, from performative cheeky dancing to literal bodily fluid exchange. It is incredibly intimate.
It was so intimate, it felt like I was intruding on a private moment. And of course, the camera immediately cuts to Kavan, who's standing on the balcony above the fire pit, absolutely fuming. He is seething. The vein in his forehead is throbbing.
He looked like he was going to explode.
And then you have Sean Fitzy standing right next to him, just casually unpinning a grenade and dropping it directly into Kavan's lap. Sean leans over and whispers, Mate, if a guy did that to Lola, I'd lose my absolute mind.
Sean is a brilliant, highly dangerous instigator.
Oh, totally.
Let's not ignore the producer manipulation here either. The producers absolutely told Sean to stand next to Kavan on that balcony. Sean knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't comforting Kavan. He was actively fueling the fire to ensure a blow-up happened.
He wanted the drama.
And Kavan, who is already a deeply insecure individual, just completely spirals. Now let's provide a shady but deeply analytical breakdown of this specific dynamic, because the root of this entire blowout isn't just the spit, it's the age gap. Kavan is 21 years old, Jasmine is 28.
7 years. And not just any 7 years. The gap between 21 and 28 is monumental. In your 20s, that is an entire lifetime of developmental milestones. A 21-year-old is practically still in high school mode, and a 28-year-old is looking for a mortgage.
Exactly. The cognitive and emotional development stages are vastly different. Jasmine constantly claims in her confessionals that she wants a mature man, someone who can handle her opinionated, fiery personality.
She doesn't act like it.
Look at her actions. She constantly manages Kavan like a petulant child. She talks down to him. She rolls her eyes when he speaks. When Kavan finally tries to set a valid, healthy boundary, which he did, he pulled her aside and clearly communicated that the spitting felt too intimate, especially because he was planning to pull her for a chat that very night to close things off and make them an exclusive couple.
He was literally about to lock it down. He had a whole speech prepared.
Yeah.
And her response to him expressing a completely valid, rational feeling of disrespect was to immediately gaslight him.
Immediate deflection.
She rolls her eyes at him, tells him he's completely overreacting, literally tells him to chill the F out, and then physically turns her back and walks away from it.
She absolutely refuses to take any form of accountability for her actions. She treats his emotional reactions as a massive inconvenience to her day.
Yes.
Whenever Kavan brings up a legitimate issue, instead of providing the reassurance that an older, supposedly more mature partner should offer, she gets defensive, weaponizes his age by calling him immature, and storms off. It's classic deflection.
It's so toxic.
She claims he doesn't possess the emotional intelligence required to date her, but she is the one who is utterly refusing to engage in healthy conflict resolution. In an isolated environment like the villa, the older person often feels insecure about their age, so they overcompensate by acting aloof and unbothered, while the younger person is desperate to prove their maturity, leading to hypersensitive communication. It's a toxic loop.
I spiraled over this entire conversation. It made me so angry. If someone you are dating comes to you and says, hey, it really made me uncomfortable when you swallowed another man's spit in front of me, the correct human answer is not, you're being unfair, you're ruining my night, I'm going to bed.
Right.
You apologize. It's giving incredibly toxic. She just categorically refuses to say the words, I'm sorry.
She's playing in the kiddie pool and then complaining to everyone that she's getting splashed. If you actively choose to date a 21-year-old, you have to navigate the insecurities that come with that age. But honestly, if we zoom out, they don't even seem to genuinely like each other as people.
They really don't.
The entire relationship is entirely physical and driven by ego. They enjoy the cycle of fighting and making up.
It is exhausting to watch, which perfectly transitions us to another incredibly exhausting, draining dynamic, the triangle of terror. If Kavan and Jasmine are hosting a masterclass in toxic communication, Samraj is currently teaching a postgraduate PhD-level course in deception and manipulation.
Samraj is an absolute menace to society. Let's look at the bed incident, which happened just hours before the challenge.
Oh, this was so slimy.
He spends the entire afternoon telling the boys on the day beds that Priya gives him the ick. He claims her ego is too big, he complains that she doesn't make him laugh, he tells him he's not feeling a spark, and he essentially declares he is completely checked out of the couple.
But then, night falls, the lights in the bedroom go out, and this man, this deceitful man, pulls the duvet covers completely over their heads so the cameras can't see, and proceeds to aggressively kiss and cuddle Priya in bed. I was disgusted.
It's awful behavior.
I felt sick. Why on earth are you initiating physical intimacy with a girl you just trashed and devalued to the entire villa hours earlier?
Because it's a classic textbook display of stringing the backup option along. Let's call it the warm back burner theory.
Okay, Professor, break it down.
Samraj desperately wants Micah, but he doesn't fully trust that Micah actually wants him back because Micah is playing a very guarded game. So he keeps Priya warm on the back burner through physical touch. If things with Micah fall through, he can just pivot back to Priya and pretend he was internally conflicted but always really wanted her.
Wow.
It's highly calculated, it's slimy, and it is the exact reason why the self-proclaimed nice guys on this show are always the most dangerous predators. They hide behind a veneer of politeness while executing ruthless emotional manipulation.
He is a total sleazebag. And then we get to the morning after. Priya, who, by the way, was looking absolutely jaw-dropping in that black cutout outfit. Total Maddie Perez from Euphoria vibes. She looked like a stunning villain. She goes up to the terrace with the girls and innocently tells them about the cuddle and the attempted kiss under the covers.
And this specific conversation is where Micah completely and utterly dismantles her own fake sister act.
Yes. Micah sits there on the beanbag, pretending to care so deeply about Priya's feelings, nodding along, making sympathetic noises, but you can literally see it in her eyes.
She's thrilled.
She is secretly giddy. She is vibrating with excitement that Samraj is jumping ship and choosing her. Micah then launches into this whole rehearsed therapy speech about, oh, I just push people away because I'm scared. It's a me problem. I'm just trying to protect my peace. Girl, please save it for someone who isn't watching you on a monitor.
Micah's body language throughout that entire scene is a dead giveaway of her true intentions. When she talks to Samraj privately or when she talks to Priya about Samraj, watch her eyes.
Always darting around.
She never makes direct eye contact. She's constantly looking around the room, assessing the optics, calculating how she's being perceived by the cameras and the other islanders. She didn't push Samraj away initially because of deep-seated emotional insecurities.
Nope. No.
She pushed him away because she genuinely thought she had better options walking into the villa. When those better options dried up and no one else stepped forward for her, suddenly she's done the self-work and is ready to be vulnerable again with Samraj. It's purely strategic.
It's faker than a Canal Street designer bag. So finally, after all this sneaking around, Samraj pulls Priya to the fire pit to end it. And I have to take a moment to aggressively praise Priya here. She stood her ground. Samraj gave her this whole convoluted, breathy speech like, oh, I'm so sorry if I hurt you. You're a great girl. This is so hard for me.
He was desperately hoping she would break down and cry over him to validate his decision.
Exactly.
He absolutely wanted the ego boost of witnessing her devastation. He wanted to be the heartbreaker.
Yes. And she just stared at him with these cold, dead eyes and basically said, I'm not hurt. We didn't have to do all this sneaking around. You're not that special. She didn't give him a single tear. She didn't raise her voice. I was cheering for her in my living room.
It was a truly beautiful display of stoicism. She robbed him of his desired narrative. But of course, Samraj couldn't just take the loss and walk away with grace. The second she walks away, he immediately sprints up the stair to the terrace to pull Micah for a chat.
Sprints like he's just been released from a 10-year stint in a maximum security prison. And they are practically mauling each other on the daybed. It was so performative. It felt like they were putting on a show for the cameras to prove how intense their connection is.
Which leads me to a very important analytical question for you, babe.
Yeah.
Do you genuinely think Samraj and Micah actually like each other romantically? Or are they just pairing up because they realize they're both the outcasts and the villains of the villa right now, and they have literally no other options to survive the next public vote?
Oh, that is such a brilliant question, honestly. I think it's pure survival instincts kicking in. They are two toxic peas in a pod. If Micah's actual physical type like a tall, tattooed guy with a fade walked through those front doors tomorrow morning, she would drop Samraj faster than I'd drop my laundry basket.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
I think they are trauma bonding over the fact that they are both acting incredibly shady and the rest of the house is judging them for it.
I completely agree. Their entire foundational bond is built on the shared thrill of sneaking around and manipulating Priya. That's not a foundation for romance, that's just a shared secret. It's a conspiracy.
A literal conspiracy.
But speaking of survival, let's connect Samraj finally making a definitive choice to the boys in the villa who literally have no choices left. It is time to spin the block.
The aura of desperation in the final 20 minutes of this episode was palpable. You could cut it with a knife. Aiden and Lorenzo are actively drowning, and they are trying to drag everyone else down into the depths with them.
Let's start with Aiden pulling Jasmine for a chat. He sits her down and literally asks her with a straight face, do you ever actually have feelings for me? And Jasmine beautifully and surgically clarifies that she liked him as a person, but having deep feelings is an entirely different, much higher tier that he never reached.
She stood on business. She completely, unequivocally shut him down. He tried to use those recycled lines, begging for a third chance. My guy, a third chance.
It's embarrassing.
He did her dirty multiple times, he explored other options, he ignored her, and now he wants her back simply because he is vulnerable and might go home. I was screaming at the TV, "Do not fold, Yasmin, do not let him manipulate you," and she didn't.
Yasmin saw right through the scarcity mindset he was trying to project. In the villa, it's so easy for women to fold when a man begs, because the fear of being single is terrifying. Yasmin's rejection was heroic. But then we have Lorenzo.
Oh, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo is an entirely different, far more insidious beast. His late-night conversation with Jasmine was a masterclass in toxic playground psychology.
Oh, the smirking. I wanted to wipe that smirk off his face.
He only wants Jasmine now because she is currently occupied by Kavan. When he actually had her coupled up with him a week ago, he strung her along, treated her like a convenient backup option, and disrespected her.
Yep, he tossed her aside.
Now that she's technically unattainable and having drama with another man, suddenly she's the ultimate prize. He looks her dead in the eye and says, "I can be serious with you." But he can't even say the words without a massive, arrogant smirk creeping onto his face. It's called duping delight. He enjoys the thrill of lying to her face.
He literally smirked. He thinks this entire experience is a game designed solely for his amusement. He's treating these women like baby food on a high chair tray, just playing with them and pushing them around the plate for fun.
That is a very accurate analogy.
And the saddest part is, Jasmine is falling for it. She's running around claiming she's happy and settled with Kavan, but the absolute second Kavan annoys her with a boundary, she's batting her eyelashes at Lorenzo across the garden. It's a complete mess.
Which brings us to the ultimate, inevitable consequence of all this messy behavior. The fire pit results.
The dreaded text tone. "Islanders, please gather around the fire pit immediately." My heart dropped into my stomach. I knew it was going to be bad.
So they all sit down, looking terrified, and the producers announce the results of the public vote. First, they announce favorite girl, and it is Ellie.
Yes, absolute justice for Ellie. We love her. She is carrying the comedic weight of the entire season. She is the relatable, funny narrator we all need to survive watching these toxic people.
But then, the true shocker. Favorite boy is announced as Lorenzo.
I gasped. I was holding a throw pillow and I physically gasped and dropped it.
I am genuinely profoundly baffled by the UK voting demographic. They are actively rewarding a man who, just a few episodes ago, sincerely and passionately argued in a challenge that men are inherently better drivers than women, and now he is the favorite boy.
It makes no sense.
The math isn't mathing. Why do the voters constantly reward this toxic, arrogant swagger?
Because he is 6'4", has good teeth, and wears a leather jacket. The bar for men on reality television is literally in hell. It is a subterranean bar. But then the mood shifts, and we get to the bottom three, the vulnerable islanders at risk of being dumped.
For the girls, we have Tina, Priya, and Lola.
Tina and Priya totally make sense logically. Tina is brand new, she hasn't made a connection yet. Priya just got dumped by Samraj and hasn't had much screen time to build a fan base. But Lola being in the bottom three is massive.
Lola being in the bottom three is a fascinating data point. She is currently in what the villa considers a strong, established couple with Sean. But this proves that the public sees right through their entirely fake, manufactured vibes.
So fake.
Sean completely ignored Lola during the heart rate challenge and went absolutely feral dancing on the other girls. And Lola acts like a fed in the villa. She just wanders around making sneaky, passive-aggressive comments and pretending to be entirely above the drama when she's actually feeling it. The public is remarkably perceptive.
They see everything.
They detect those micro-expressions of boredom between them. The voters are not buying the stocks Sean and Lola are selling.
They are faker than fake. They were just coasting to the finale for a brand deal. And for the boys, the bottom three are Aiden, Tommy, and Simba.
Exactly as it should be. The universe correcting itself. Aiden is a desperate beggar who can't take a hint. Tommy is a chaotic dirtball who spits backwash into women's mouths. And Simba is finally paying the piper for his past crimes against Angelista. It is a perfectly curated bottom three.
And then the ultimate cliffhanger, the final text. Ellie and Lorenzo are told they are the ones who have to choose which boy and which girl to dump immediately. And the episode just cuts to black. I was screaming. I threw my throw pillow at the drywall.
The producers really looked at the audience and said, enjoy your next 24 hours of crippling anxiety. It's diabolical, but it's incredible television.
Which means, looking at everything we just unpacked, we have a duty to categorize all this chaos. Snark Squad, it is time to play our first game of the day. Shady, snarky, or stupid?
The rules are simple. We take 3 specific, highly debatable moments from the episode and officially categorize their underlying intent. Are they shady, snarky, or just plain stupid?
Moment number 1. Tommy deciding that a heart rate challenge, where he is fully dressed as a waiter, was the absolute perfect time to spit a mouthful of his drink directly into a taken girl's mouth. I am going to argue right out of the gate that this is purely, unequivocally stupid.
Oh, you think?
Yes. Tommy simply does not possess the required brain cells to be intentionally shady. He is a human golden retriever with zero impulse control. He was dancing, he saw an open mouth, and his unevolved brain just sent a signal that said, spit. It's profound, staggering stupidity, not malice.
I completely and utterly disagree with your assessment. I am categorizing this as highly shady.
Really? You're giving him that much credit?
Yes, because you have to look at the aftermath. Tommy claims he didn't plan it. He claims he was just winging it in the heat of the moment. That is exactly where the shade lies. He weaponized his golden retriever privilege to cross a massive boundary.
Oh, wow. I see where you're going.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew Jasmine was currently having communication issues with Kavan. He knew spitting was highly intimate and borderline disrespectful to her partner.
Yeah.
He did it because he selfishly wanted the shock value to ensure he got screen time. And then, when confronted, he immediately played the victim and blamed Jasmine for saying, "Go on then."
That's true. He did throw her right under the bus.
Taking absolutely zero accountability for crossing a line and immediately throwing the girl under the bus to save his own skin. That is high-level, calculated shade.
Okay, wait, when you lay it out like that, blaming her for his action is incredibly shady. He totally weaponized his dumb guy persona to get away with it. Fine, I concede. Shady it is. Moment number 2. Sean's heart rate being raised the absolute most by Jasmine's dance and not by his partner Lola's dance.
This is a classic, undeniable producer move. I'm calling this snarky. The producers are sitting in the control room running that heart rate monitor data. They know for a fact that Sean and Lola are trying to cruise to the finale by pretending to be the strongest, most unbothered, perfect couple in the villa.
The producers are so messy.
Revealing to the entire house that Sean's heart raced the most for Jasmine, who he actively criticized and judged earlier that very same day for the spitting incident, is Keek producer Snark. They wanted to rattle their cage and expose the hypocrisy.
See, I totally agree that it's snarky on the part of the producers, but I think it is fundamentally stupid of Sean. He really thought he could outsmart a biometric monitor. During his own dance, he was deliberately trying to look away from Jasmine. He was actively ignoring her.
Sure.
And then during the girls' dance, he was trying so hard to act completely unbothered when she came over to him. It is so stupid to think your physical body won't betray your true feelings on national television. Your heart rate doesn't lie, Fitzy. You can control your face, but you can't control your pulse.
He was entirely exposed, period.
Yeah.
The snark achieved its goal. All right, moment number 3. Aiden pulling Yasmin to the terrace to beg for a third chance at romance.
Unanimously, overwhelmingly stupid.
It is beyond stupid. It is a masterclass in desperation.
But let's really debate the nuances of his delusion here, because he didn't just pull her for a normal chat to clear the air. He actively tried to produce and recreate an iconic reality TV moment. He used the "we're not done" line with a straight face.
Which is just sad.
He genuinely thought he was starring in an Emmy-winning romantic reunion arc.
Oh, the delusion is staggering because he completely and utterly misread his audience. Yasmin is not Leanne, and he is certainly no Scott. He assumed Jasmine was just sitting around on a beanbag all day, secretly pining for him, completely ignoring the blatant fact that she has clearly moved on to flirting with Lorenzo and finds Aiden to be, in her own words, a massive dickhead.
She literally said that.
It's the sheer arrogance mixed with the pathetic desperation that makes it so uniquely painfully stupid.
He really thought he was the main character of a rom-com, and he's actually just the annoying side character the audience wants written off the show. Poor guy. Okay, moving on. Speaking of Sean's fake relationship and Aiden's crashing stock Snark Squad, it is time to check our portfolios with the couple stock market.
Let's analyze the data and see whose relationship currency is currently rising, crashing, holding steady, or already completely bankrupt.
Okay, let's start with rising. I am reluctantly putting Simba and Angelista in this category.
Analytically, on paper, this makes sense. They won the challenge as a couple. They raised each other's heart rates the most out of anyone. Simba is officially, according to the Villa consensus, out of the doghouse. So yes, strictly on paper, their stock is trending up.
But bestie, I am issuing a massive flashing red trigger warning for all potential investors. do not buy. This is a classic financial bubble waiting to violently burst.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, they are rising right now, but the market is incredibly volatile. Angelista is just holding her shares steady until Casa Amor opens its doors. The absolute second a man with halfway decent chat, a nice fade, and a pulse walks into that villa, this stock is plummeting straight to zero. It is a false bull market.
You are entirely correct. It is artificial inflation based on a lack of better options.
Yeah.
Now, for crashing, this is undeniably, catastrophically Kavan and Jasmine.
It is the Hindenburg crashing into the Titanic in real time. They are one misplaced sigh away from a complete, unrecoverable implosion.
They don't even enjoy each other's company anymore. They just enjoy the adrenaline spike of the drama. They enjoy the toxic cycle of fighting, crying, and making up. But the foundation of the house is entirely rotten.
Totally rotten.
Jasmine dismisses his feelings, Kavan overthinks her dismissals, and they just spin continuously on this exhausting hamster wheel of toxicity. Their stock is basically printed on single-ply toilet paper at this point. It's worthless.
Worthless. Get out now. Now for holding steady, but barely. I'm putting Lola and Sean here.
I agree with the placement. They survived the heart rate challenge without a massive, screaming on-screen blow-up, despite the fact that Sean's heart blatantly betrayed him for Jasmine. They're holding a steady facade inside the villa.
EUT, and this is a massive but. Lola being voted into the bottom three proves unequivocally that the public is not buying the stock. The shareholders have spoken, and they are aggressively shorting Lola and Sean.
The gig is up.
You can hold steady in the villa all you want. You can convince the other islanders you are in love. But if the viewers sitting at home think you're faking it for airtime, you are going to get delisted from the exchange.
Exactly. The public holds the ultimate voting power, and the public thinks they're frauds. And finally, the category of already bankrupt.
Samraj and Micah, Chapter 11. Immediate liquidation of all assets.
Their entire relationship is built on a crumbling foundation of lies, icks, and strategic positioning. Samraj lied to Priya's face, Micah lied to Priya's face, and frankly, I think they are currently lying to each other about how much they actually like each other.
They are financially ruined in the Villa of Love. Do not invest a single penny. Okay, let's lighten the mood slightly, because if they were trading these stocks on their phones, the texts would be insane.
Which brings us to the Villa group chat.
Imagine if these islanders had access to their smartphones right now. Let's look at their digital red flags and assign roles.
I am so obsessed with this game. Okay, first up, who is the person who strictly sends massive paragraphs? Without a single doubt in my mind, it is Kavan.
Right.
I envision Kavan sending 8-part blue bubble iMessage essays at 2:14 a.m. because he's lying awake, overthinking a slight change in Jasmine's breathing pattern from 4 hours ago. Then a massive wall of text breaking down his emotional state, complete with bullet points, a works-cited page, and a concluding thesis statement about his feelings.
Yes, and you have to physically scroll your thumb 3 times just to get to the end of the message. It's exhausting just to look at. Okay, next. Who leaves people on read?
Jasmine.
1000%. Jasmine is the ultimate villain of the group chat. She would read Kavan's desperate 8-part emotional essay, sigh very loudly, put her iPhone on Do Not Disturb mode, and immediately post a highly filtered mirror selfie to her Instagram story with a caption about protecting her peace.
Yeah, cool.
She wouldn't even give him the dignity of a thumbs-up tap-back reaction, just complete icy psychological silence.
It is literal psychological warfare. Now, who is the person who starts unnecessary drama just for the thrill of it?
Tommy. Tommy is the guy who doesn't contribute a single word to the chat all day long, and then at exactly 4:00 p.m., he drops a single cryptic emoji in the main chat, like the side-eye emoji or the spilled tea emoji, and just watches the world burn.
He absolutely would.
People are scrambling, texting, what does that mean? Who is this about? What happened? And he just closes the app, puts his phone on the charger, and goes to play FIFA on his Xbox.
He is an agent of pure, unadulterated chaos. Finally, who is the person who secretly screenshots everything?
Micah?
Micah absolutely has a hidden, password-protected folder in her camera roll titled Receipts that she pretends she doesn't know how to use.
Oh, she knows exactly how to use it.
If you tell her a secret in confidence, she is immediately screenshotting it, meticulously cropping out the timestamp at the top, and sending it to 3 different separate side chats to manipulate the narrative.
She's the FBI director of the villa. Okay, let's do a quick role play. Let's create a 30-second imaginary group chat exchange between Kavan, Tommy, and Sean reacting to the spit incident later that night in the dark. Go.
Okay, Kavan types. Hey lads, just feeling a bit mugged off about the challenge tonight. Feel like boundaries were crossed. It's quite disrespectful to me and my connection.
Tommy replies 3 hours later. Lamau, bro, it was just a laughing emoji, cocktail emoji, do emoji.
Sean jumps in instantly, capitalizing on the drama. Mate, totally hear you. If any geezer did that to my Lola, I'd be packing his bags myself. Absolute liberty. Stay strong, bro. Fist bump emoji.
And then Kavan just starts typing, and the typing bubble stays there, pulsating on the screen, for 45 continuous minutes while he drafts a novel.
It's perfection. A horrifyingly accurate digital nightmare. Okay, Snark Squad, it is time for our final definitive awards of the episode before the weekend officially takes over our lives. It is time for Bombshell of the Week.
We are going to rapidly declare our choices for the episode's superlatives and fiercely debate them. Who is your ultimate MVP of the episode?
My MVP is Ellie. She won Favorite Girl for a reason. She's carrying the positive vibes of the entire season. She provides excellent commentary, and she looked absolutely incredible during her challenge routine. She is the steady anchor this chaotic villa desperately needs to prevent it from floating into the sun.
Okay, I deeply respect Ellie, but my MVP is Jasmine. Jasmine stood on business.
She really did.
When Aiden pulled her to the terrace and tried to manipulate her with nostalgia, sad puppy dog eyes, and recycled lines, she did not waver for a single second. She looked him dead in the eyes and basically said, "The damage is done. Please exit my personal space." She rejected a begging man on national television with absolute grace and firmness. She is my personal hero.
That is a very fair point. Standing on business is exceedingly rare in that environment. Next category. Biggest red flag. I think we will easily agree on this one. Unanimously, Samraj.
Samraj. The briefcase he carried was a literal red flag, but his actual personality is a glowing, pulsing neon billboard of red flags.
He is the absolute epitome of the slimy, nice guy manipulation tactic. He uses a soft-spoken tone and weaponized logic to mask incredibly selfish, deceitful, calculated behavior.
It's so insidious.
Stringing Priya along with physical intimacy under the covers, while simultaneously bad-mouthing her character to the boys, is textbook emotional manipulation.
Yeah.
He is the biggest red flag of the entire season.
Period. Wrap him in caution tape. Okay. Biggest green flag.
I'm giving this entirely to Priya.
Same. Priya showed so much incredible grace. She was being dumped by a guy who wears business casual attire to a striptease challenge, a guy who lied directly to her face, and she didn't give him the satisfaction of breaking down or crying.
She really held it together.
She handled public rejection with immense dignity and composure. Green flags all around for Priya.
Now for the fun one. Most delusional Islander. Who is your pick?
It absolutely has to be Aiden. He genuinely thinks he is starring in a romantic comedy where he's the misunderstood, quirky protagonist who wins the girl back with a grand, sweeping gesture. He doesn't realize he's the annoying, clingy side character that the audience is begging the writers to write off the show. He is living in a delusion.
See, I think Aiden is just hopelessly desperate. My pick for most delusional is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Why? Because Lorenzo genuinely, wholeheartedly believes his own hype. He thinks he can treat Jasmine like a disposable option, smirk directly in her face while she's upset, tell her he can be serious while actively laughing at her, and expect her to just fall seamlessly back into his arms.
Oh, that smirk.
His toxic playground logic is fueled by the pure delusion that he is God's ultimate gift to the women of the villa. Plus, the fact that the UK public just voted him favorite boy has only cemented his delusion in his own mind. He's going to be absolutely unbearable in the next episode. His ego is going to eclipse the sun.
Ooh, you make a terrifyingly good point. His ego is about to explode. We are going to need a hazmat suit to deal with him. Which brings us to our final, most important category. Prediction for next episode. Who are Ellie and Lorenzo sending home? The bottom 3 boys are Simba, Tommy, and Aiden. The bottom 3 girls are Tina, Priya, and Lola.
Let's logically analyze the villa politics. Ellie is very close friends with Simba, and he is currently coupled with Angelista. She won't dump him. Lorenzo isn't going to dump Lola because he has boys with Sean, and dumping Sean's girl would cause a massive rift in the boys' dynamic.
Makes sense.
So it naturally comes down to the others. I predict they will dump Tommy and Tina. Tommy has no real romantic connections, and Tina is the newest girl in the house, which makes her the easiest, most frictionless target to eliminate without disrupting the core villa dynamics and starting World War III.
Okay, I agree with you on Tommy. Tommy needs to pack his bags, pack his waiter tray, and take his spit back to the airport. But for the girls, I actually think they're going to dump Priya.
Really? You think they'll dump the victim?
Yes. Because Samraj just ended things with her. She has absolutely no romantic connection in the villa anymore. Tina at least has the messy, unresolved situation with Aiden lingering.
That's a good point.
I think the producers are going to whisper in Ellie's ear and say, Priya's storyline is over, let her go home with dignity. I think Tommy and Priya are getting on a flight back to Heathrow tomorrow.
It's brutal, but it is logically sound. We will have to wait in agony to see if the Snark Squad agrees with our assessment.
Yes. Which means we have officially reached the end of our recap for today. We need to bring our heart rates down just slightly, take a deep breath, and check in with you.
Because we know you have strong opinions on everything we just discussed.
Snark Squad, hit up the comments, slide into our DMs, and answer these 4 vital questions for us. Number 1, which weekend love horoscope matched your current chaos the best? Are you the Virgo drafting risky notes app texts, or the Gemini accidentally starting a brunch situationship?
Number 2, be completely honest with us. Would you ever delusionally join a rec soccer league with us? We need teammates who aren't afraid of grass.
Number 3, what is your undisputed favorite frozen summer drink? Defend your choices. And number 4, which Love Island couple are you secretly rooting for, if any of them even deserve your support at this point?
Please tell me it is not Samraj and Micah. But seriously, Snark Squad, thank you so much for hanging out on the couch with us. Remember to subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star review so we can keep bringing you the absolute mess, and share this recap with another messy friend in your life who needs it.
Because somewhere right now, someone is making a terrible romantic decision, and we are so incredibly glad it's them and not us. Have the best weekend, everyone. Stay flirty.
Stay messy.
And we'll see you on the Snark side.